Real Madrid were beaten for the first time in La Liga in 3 months and beaten by Getafe for the first time since August of 2012. Stevie Nicol joining me now to look back on that game. It is fair to say, Stevie, that Real Madrid were not at their best today.
No, they completely lacked any sharpness. No surprise, plenty of the ball. And the one thing that, I guess if you're Ancelotti, the one thing you say before you go out is don't give this team anything to grab onto. And that's what they did. Militao with a horrible defensive mistake, dallying on the ball. Unal takes it off him and puts it in the back of the net. And from there on, it was a case of Getafe sitting tight, sitting deep, and just stopping Real Madrid from creating. Now, they didn't take a lot of stopping, that's the truth. They did not create one chance in this game where you're thinking they should have scored. Yes, they had some half chances. Soria was the man of the match. He made 3 saves, but they were all, well, 2 of them were strikes from outside the box, and the third one was a header in the 90th minute from Isco that he probably should have saved as well. So, yeah, going forward, absolutely no sharpness in this Real Madrid side at all.
Just going back to Militao's mistake, which you mentioned, now there's no doubt about his quality as a defender on this Real Madrid side, but how does a mistake like that come about, Stevie? You're just thinking that you're too comfortable in a game?
I think it comes about mainly because he doesn't make a decision. The ball's coming to him, Unal is actually closing him down, and he doesn't make any decision. You know, he doesn't clear it first time, he doesn't shift it to the side to clear it with a second touch. He basically doesn't make a decision, and then that split second, Unal, who was sharp and who gave them some trouble, he just pounced on it, and all of a sudden the ball's in the back of the net. And as I said, the most important thing about that is that it gives the rest of his teammates something to hang on to for the rest of the game.
Now, Eden Hazard didn't start today, even though there was a space available for him in his preferred position with Vinicius Jr. out with COVID. What did that tell us? I know he came on at half-time, but did that say that maybe Carlo Ancelotti doesn't have the trust in him that perhaps you'd hope?
Yeah, I don't think you need to be a football genius to figure out that when you've got Hazard, who costs over 100 million, on the sideline, and one of your star players doesn't play, and he doesn't start either through the manager's choice, I think it tells you all you need to know. There's no question that Ancelotti doesn't think he's going to get anything from Eden Hazard right now, and that's why he didn't play him. And his gut instinct was right, because Hazard came on at half-time, and Ancelotti got nothing out of him in the second half. So Hazard absolutely in the doldrums. You kind of wonder where his future is. It doesn't seem to be at Real Madrid. So yeah, awful day for Hazard, both not getting picked, and then when he did come on, doing absolutely nothing.
No, Sevilla are their closest contenders. Real Madrid have got 2 games on them at the moment. Sevilla play on Monday. 8 points ahead of them still, Real Madrid are, but this suddenly makes things a bit more interesting in the title race. So what do you think we can put today's performance down to with Real Madrid? Do you think it's because there's been this small break over the festive period and they just need to warm back up again? Or should there be a cause for concern?
I don't think there should be a cause for concern. Listen, they've lost the game. I think that's only the 3rd game they've lost all season. So it's not exactly a calamity. These are the kind of results that do happen. You just don't know when they're going to happen. You know, when you turn up to play a small provincial side, you're expecting to be, even if you're not at your best, you're still going to win the game. But sometimes it doesn't happen. And I think this is just one of these anomalies. I don't think there's anything really that you can look into too deeply and say, oh, there's a huge problem here. I think it was just a poor performance, one of those days where everybody wasn't at their best, which happens. But again, if you're Real Madrid, the most important thing on the way home tonight is you look at the table, and even though Sevilla have got 2 games in hand, you're still 8 points ahead. So no need to press a panic button. One of those days.
Okay, I'll just end it with this then, because even though we're usually praising them, we have to highlight the fact that, as you said, Real Madrid not at the best, but the same for Toni Kroos, who Ancelotti himself says, if he's good, the team are good. And obviously that wasn't the case today. And then Karim Benzema as well, who they rely on so heavily. Is it the case that if players as key as this aren't at their best, then Real Madrid do have a problematic day?
Oh, no question. I don't think we can actually just put this down to Real Madrid's 3 or 4 core guys not being at their best. I think if you look at all the sides, or certainly 99% of the sides around the world, if their 3, 4, or 5 key guys aren't on, then it's going to be tough. So I guess the answer to your question is yes, but that's not unusual for a lot of sides.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.